to lead the debate on the general principles for the local automobile industry Patronize Bill 2025. The bill seeks to make it mandatory for ministries, departments, agencies to give priority to local manufacturers and indigenous companies in the procurement of goods and services, and to prohibit the exclusion of locally produced goods in the procurement process and for the related matters. The bill, as was stated earlier by the leader, was read first in this Hallowed Chamber 16th October, that's Wednesday, 2024. I will start with saying, any country that aims to achieve steady economic growth and development must have a policy that encourages and provides a framework for local production. It is important that goods and services are produced locally, as its ripple effect is a reduction in imports and a rise in exports. That's balance of trade. Unfortunately, over the years, we have failed to institutionalize the use of indigenous products, brands, and services in Nigeria, and have instead glorified foreign goods of no particular superior quality. This failure has and is being felt in no less a sector than our economy. Today, we see the seesawing of Naira, and with every plunge, inflation bites harder. Nigeria must, at this stage of our history, enforce a sustainable policy on made in Nigeria automobiles, while imported cars continue to count for billions of dollars in forex outflow. Also, one of the biggest expenses of both the public and civil service is the procurement of foreign automobiles. How do we stand the free fall of Naira if we cannot address our appetite for foreign goods? However, how do we support the development of indigenous brands if the biggest spender year on year, government refuses to buy made in Nigerian goods? In the past, due to insufficient domestic vehicle production, Nigeria was heavily dependent on imports to meet local demand. And since the rise of a local brand such as local vehicle manufacturers, we are still heavily dependent on imports of automobiles. In 2021, passenger cars constituted the largest export dollar value from the United States to Nigeria, more than $1 billion. This according to United Nations confirmed figures. The launch of the Automotive Industry Development Plan, NAIDP, in 2014 attracted interest of leading international car makers and led to the resumption of small-scale vehicle assembly in Nigeria. According to news reports, 28 assembly plants began operations out of the 54 auto assembly licenses issued. But only 6 remain operational and are producing at very low capacity due to forex challenges, infrastructure, and capacity gap. Due to these challenges, several automakers moved to nearby countries like Ghana and are setting up assembly plants there with plans to export to Nigeria. In February 2021, the National Automotive Design and Development Council, in collaboration
Are you reading from? Are you reading from this? You are reading another thing. He has finished now, so let's have somebody. Okay. Let's go to prayers.
Hold on. Excuse me.
You are reading out of order. You are finished. You can sit down.
You, my brother.
Senator Patrick.
Yes, sir.
You want people to debate your bill.
Yes.
You are not. You are the sponsor, and you are the.
Distinguished senators, my name is Mohammed Tahir Monguno. I represent Borno North Senatorial District. Mr. President, this bill is apt and germane, especially against the background of the fact that the federal government is promoting the use and patronage of made in Nigeria goods in order to promote local industries with all the attendant effect of creating more employment and growing our GDP. Mr. President, distinguished senators, if I can refresh your memory, about a week ago, the Federal Executive Council passed a resolution to the effect that Nigerians should patronize made in Nigerian goods to the extent that all ministries, departments, and agencies of government were equally directed to patronize made in Nigerian goods in order to promote local industry. So what this bill seeks to do is essentially to give legal tooth to the resolution of the Federal Executive Council, so that the resolution of the Federal Executive Council is done through an executive fiat, which is subject to the whims and caprices of subsequent governments. But by passing it into law, we are going to insulate it from the whims and caprices of subsequent governments, and it will be binding on ministries, departments, and agencies to follow it to the letter. So I support the second reading of this bill. Thank you.
My colleagues, this bill is very important and direct and very clear. There has been a clamor. Patronize made in Nigeria vehicles. There are assembly plants and there are manufacture of vehicles in this country. So if we are able to patronize them, of course, it will help our economy because more jobs will be created. We wouldn't be spending our money to import cars overseas, which is always inimical to our economy, because the hard-earned foreign exchange will no longer be utilized in that respect, thereby conserving our hard-earned foreign exchange. It's a very good economic decision. It's something that will help our economy. It has been said over and over again. It's not a new thing. So I don't think we should belabor ourselves by engaging too much debate on this. Is it therefore the wish of this hallowed chamber that this bill be read the second time? Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. The clerk of the Senate. A bill from the Act to make it mandatory for ministries, departments, and agencies, including the Senate, to give priority to local manufacturers and indigenous automobile companies in procurement process and for related matters 2025. Second reading taken. Thank you, Senator Patrick, for bringing forward this bill. The bill is important. It's good for our economy and for our nation. If we're able to go this route, we then be able to encourage our manufacturers, even more, to come on board, so that the automobile industry will be galvanized and be strengthened for the good of our nation. We will no longer be spending money importing vehicles, you know, and wasting or spending our hard-earned foreign exchange. So many advantages will go with these. More jobs will be created. Our engineers that have been the graduates in engineering, automobile engineering that we've been producing at universities will now be utilized in our country. So we thank you very much for bringing forward this bill, and we hope the process to get it assented to by Mr. President will be expeditious. Thank you very much. The Senate Leader.